Come on.
That Nintendo Direct, bro. I can't. It's so good. Nintendo came out flexing, literally
We gave
flexing.
our predictions like 45 minutes ago during a live stream, and we both nailed it.
Oh my god, I don't even know where to start. Red said he'll join after he's done cooking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I set my dinner to the side so we can record this.
Oh my god, dude, this is insane. I
Oh man.
it's let's just jump right into it,
Yeah.
bro.
Bayonetta finally has a release date. A real release date.
Bayonetta
2022.
3. I haven't even played Bayonetta 2 yet because I don't have a Wii U.
They
Like,
have it on Switch.
do they
Yeah, they have a double pack. So, yeah, I definitely
wait?
recommend that.
Oh, Bayonetta 2?
Yeah.
Bro, my nigga, I love the first one. I love Bayonetta.
I actually replayed the first Bayonetta when they brought out the Vanquish slash Bayonetta double pack for the 10th anniversary.
I I'm at a loss for words. Bayonetta 3 looks so good, dude. So fucking good. It's insane. Yep, here it is, Bayonetta 2. I need to buy this. I did not know Bayonetta 2 was on
Yep.
here.
I got to sit back down and replay through the second one because it's been since the Wii U since I played it. I mentioned during the live stream, like, the only reason I have a Wii U anymore is for one fucking game. I'm disappointed that we didn't get that, but I understand it's a more niche title. But I still
It's
want
just
it.
they came out with like fire shit. There's some games I didn't even know I wanted, but I wanted. The
Yeah.
voice of game, I
I
that
love
shit
Yoko Taro, so
fire.
that's an insta buy for me.
That's what the Square Enix is just coming out with fire after fire after fire. What the fuck? Bro, I love trading card games and I
Mm,
love JRPG games. Mixing them together like this, like a
mm.
fucking blender, bruh.
I like this.
I need to calm down. My nerd boner is through the roof, bro.
I mean, you don't need to contain it. Just make sure it doesn't last more than 4 hours.
Oh my god, dude! I'm looking for the demo of this game right now. I don't think it's on here yet.
It's not. I checked. Um,
It said it was gonna be after as soon as the director ended, right?
it's usually like 2 hours after the direct that they actually upload the stuff that's supposed to be on there. But the big thing for me is like this was Nintendo delivering on not just 1 year, but like 4 or 5 years of worth of shit that's been backlogged. Because originally we had Shin Megami Tensei 5 announced during the original lineup, right? We had Metroid Prime 4, which we know got restarted, and then Bayonetta 3 were the three big titles. We now have two of them within reach. So that's a big sign to me that they finally realized that this console is a success and they're going to commit to bringing out these big titles for it, all the while allowing more companies to flourish with like the trading card game from Yoko Taro, the fucking open world Kirby game.
Oh my god, that shit's. Can we talk about as a huge Kirby fan? Oh my god, I said this in the thing, but
Mm-hmm.
they're giving. You can tell they're trying to make this one an A1 title because Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Mario, they all got this treatment. But you know what haven't gotten that treatment yet? Kirby. Kirby is finally getting the 3D fucking open world style game that Mario got. The Mario, honestly, not really open world, but exploration, shit like that. We're finally getting that. Pokemon's getting it, and Nintendo's finally taking their flagship more seriously. Like Breath of the Wild had it, Odyssey had it, Pokemon's about to get it. I'm getting that too. I'm sad we got no more information on that. But it's just like, bro, what's next? A fucking open world, fucking No Man's Sky Metroid game, bro? But what if Prime 4 is like that? Like, it's insane to me how good this direct was. Like, it's unfortunate we didn't get smashed, but now that we know it's on the October 5th, it's gonna be huge. This is insane. I well done, Nintendo. It,
The big thing for me here is like you're right. Like what will Metroid Prime 4 be? What will this with this new trend of Nintendo going to this open world and testing the limits of their hardware? I'm curious what that limit actually is, because we know they have a limit, because we see a lot of cloud games, like they announced another one today with Dying Light 2 having a cloud edition, because they know the hardware can't process it fast enough, because it's, again, me being the hardware nerd, it's a mobile processor on the Switch. You can only get so much oomph out of that. So for that, for that, I wonder if that's what caused them to, like, was their scope for Metroid Prime 4 originally too big? But then you look at fucking Bayonetta 3 and you're like, there can't be that hard of a limit for what is a quote-unquote Nintendo title. But you look at, like, the Metroid Prime trilogy as a whole, and you realize how each one of them is that title that pushes the boundaries of the hardware. Because Metroid Prime 1 was like, okay, this is the soft limit. Metroid Prime 2 was the hard limit for the GameCube. Metroid Prime 3 was the absolute max that you could get out of its platform. And then I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be that end of life cycle for the traditional Switch, and that's when we'll see the Pro come out and be like, if you want this to run even better, here's the Pro. Because we're starting to see, like, more and more of the cloud titles. The first one being Resident Evil 7, then you had Hitman 3, now with Dying Light 2. I think, like, the only way the traditional Switch may be able to handle Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out will be that, if they go so far in the open world direction with that, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to look through Twitter because it's just insane. But it's just the fact that Nintendo literally just shut down everyone. Sony, Microsoft, fucking, because you already know when every time there's a direct, it's going to be people who aren't going to be happy. If you're not happy with this,
you just take a look at Nintendo's Twitter.
If you're not happy with this direct, then there's no pleasing you, and you should go just stop playing video games in general and go watch movies. 100%.
But they'll be dissatisfied with movies. People, I'm guilty of this too. Like, I was bullshitting in the chat, like, there's certain things that I'm not a fan of with Nintendo, and I've vocalized my thoughts on Nintendo as a company till I'm blue in the face, you know? But this is an amazing direct, and you're right, but there's also the fact that there's this innate side of people that will never be fully satisfied, and they will always want to criticize. Shit posting aside, I saw the Disney game. I'm over here like, it's not the Disney game I wanted. I'm like, I want to slap the face of whoever greenlit the Chocobo Racing, but all that's in jest. Like, this was a fucking amazing direct, and it showcased how great the Nintendo platform can actually be, because you have quite literally something for everyone in this direct, and yet you still have those people on Twitter and social media in general that are just over here like, it's not what I want. It's not what I want. What do you want? Because whatever you've created in your own head is never going to live up to the actual product. And that was me when I played through Kingdom Hearts 3, because I had 15 years worth of love and adoration for this franchise that no matter what my brain had dreamt of for, like, what could be, it didn't live up to what my brain made, but it was still a phenomenally fun time. You're going to see the same thing when these people get their hands on Breath of the Wild 2. You're going to see it when people get their hands on Metroid Prime 4, or when they announce something that even is in a franchise that they like, because no matter what is shown, it can never live up to your own fantasies.
Oh my, it's really insane just how well done this direct was. Kirby, oh my god, bro, I cannot express enough how much that Kirby game made me feel. I definitely had sex for the first time. My virginity has been taken. Literally, they fucked me, not in the ass, but like literally they had a Nintendo woman come push me down and fuck me on the couch while I watched that shit. That's how best orgasm ever. Because Jesus, man, like the Kirby shit, that voice of cards shit, I can't express enough. Looks so fucking good. That side-scrolling game, RPG game, looks fucking fire. I didn't even know that game even existed.
I played the ever-loving fuck out of ArcRaiser when I
Like,
was a kid.
like Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis, bro, on Switch. We called that shit. Red wanted it. We got it.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
insane. That's fucking
we
insane.
willed this into existence.
Bro, I'm such in the mood to play a Kirby game now. I need to play Star Allies. I need to buy Star Allies.
Yeah,
Bro,
I haven't played
and,
Star Allies, so...
and bro, the Mario Party game, mwah, mwah, beautiful. Copying it, 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But bro, not to mention Shin Megami Tensei 5 is still coming. Oh, dude. I can't. It's too much for my brain. And I didn't even mention the funniest, memeiest part. The Mario movie. I was like, wait, Shigeru Miyamoto, what are you doing here? Chris Pratt as Mario.
Fucking Jack Black is Bowser.
Bruh, it's insane. Blackjack as Bowser. Bro, they're making... This is insane.
Key from Key and Peele is Toad.
Bro, honestly, I'm not even worried anymore because Shigeru Miyamoto is actually helping them with this movie.
Mm-hmm. It's in good hands. It's in good hands.
I can't. Even if it's bad, I'm gonna watch it.
I went into Detective Pikachu with zero expectations of it being good. I'm going into this the same way. Video game movies have never inherently been good. This is a universal fact.
There's been a few good ones.
There's been those few outliers, but you never go into them expecting them to be good. I have a soft spot for the fucking Resident Evil movies. I know they're horrible, but I love them.
Yeah, like Sonic movie was good, Detective Pikachu was good.
Mm-hmm. Detective Pikachu was the perfect example of how to pull off a video game movie. But Illumination being in charge of this, Charlie Day being involved in it, there's an A-list cast there. I hope they didn't blow the budget on the cast itself, is my only concern.
Bro, doesn't mean that we're gonna have actually talking Mario?
I would assume so, if you have voice actors. Like, they straight up said, these are the voice actors for the cast. I'm like, we're getting more than a woohoo! Yeah!
So, who's Anya Taylor-Joy? I don't recognize her.
That name sounds familiar. I actually need to look that up real quick.
Right now. So what has she done?
She has a couple awards under her belt.
Yeah, looks like it. Let me see. She was
Peaky
in
Blinders, Dark Crystal Age Resistance, Glass. So she does mostly action and fucking like fantasy stuff, it looks like. Split. She was in Barry.
Oh, okay.
She was Magic in New Mutants. That movie was horrific. I actually fucking saw New Mutants not that long ago, and as an X-Men fan, I died inside. But that's a stellar cast, honestly. Like, no joke. Like, the cast there looks incredible.
They even have Keegan as Toad, bro.
Yeah. It's insane. I now want a Key and Peele sketch of Toad. Just Toad being completely depressed, like, I guess Mario sold out.
It's really interesting. I'm really curious to see like where this goes, because this could either be really, really bad or really, really good.
Mm-hmm. I want to see it be as successful as Detective Pikachu. Like, no lie, especially with it coming out next year, that gives them plenty of time to flesh it out, do great voice acting, get a good couple takes, and just have a great script. And with Miyamoto and Charles Martinet being involved as well, like the real voice of Mario being in there, I would assume he's going to be some sort of narrator in it, You always have to have some sort of plot device driving everything forward, or somebody narrating it. I can't imagine there being a much bigger plot than Mario rescues Princess in a Mario game or a Mario movie. But The other big surprise for me is how deep they're going into the archives here. Because if you look at the sizzle reel for the N64, like they hit every viral hit that became popular during the pandemic. You had the original Paper Mario, which nobody really talks about the original Paper Mario. They talk about Thousand Year Door. That's the
Yeah,
standard.
Thousand Year Door was the peak.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I like for like even like, for gameplay, that was the peak. I think Super Paper Mario, story wise and characters wise, was peak.
Mm-hmm.
But for gameplay wise, Thousand Year Door was the peak.
You saw Pokemon Snap, the original Pokemon Snap, being announced. They had Kirby Crystal Shard in there.
Like
So,
they're going in. Nintendo's not
mm-hmm.
playing no games this next year and the end of this year. They're going ham with this shit. Like I am really impressed with how Nintendo did this direct. Like
Well,
10 out of 10, 100%. Like we had like good first party stuff and
mm-hmm.
good third party stuff. Like damn, dude. It would have been even like more like 20 if like we actually got like the Smash reveal like today. Like that shit would have probably been like huge explosion. But honestly, I'm kind of happy we didn't because I didn't want the Smash reveal to overwrite everything that we've gotten because the direct was good even without the Smash reveal. So I'm actually happy that because it's unfortunate that most reason why people watch a direct is for Smash. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I didn't want the Smash reveal, whether it be positive or negative reception, to essentially ruin the magic that this direct had because this direct is really good. Bale 3, Splatoon 3, a new Kirby, the Square Enix titles, like, whew, man.
yeah.
So
Here's the big question for you, Thurman. As the Kirby fan, but also as a Nintendo fan as a whole, do you think that we're going to continue to see open world Kirby titles, or are we going to see a mix of them now? Because we did see a mix of Mario after Odyssey. We saw like the remaster collection, but we also saw like the Bowser's Fury expansion for a 3D world. Do you think we're going to see that for Kirby now?
probably because now that because I think this is going to be a lot of people's first Kirby's. Um, so I think it's like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. You know, like a lot of these franchises are going to be a lot of new people's new stuff. So more or less. So I think if this will put Kirby back on the map where he was gone, because Kirby has been sort of hit or miss in the realm of things, but this is going to be like an A1. This to me is going to be like a Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Arceus sort of like mainline title that's going to make that they're going to put everything they can to make sure this one is going to be good. Because if this succeeds, I have high hopes that we're going to get another Star Fox. Hopefully.
A good Star Fox. But before we get another Star Fox, because Star Fox has a chance on the Wii U, I want a fucking new F-Zero.
Yes, and the fact that they brought F-Zero back for
That's why I brought it up.
That's hope, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hope.
I
Like
I
shit.
personally am not a big fan of F-Zero. I'm really not, but I want it to have a chance to succeed like every other
I would
franchise.
definitely. I because a lot of people say because of Mario Kart, but that's not even the case. F-Zero can be it's way different from Mario Kart, and racing games are still off a platform. There are people who buy a new Forza title every year.
I don't like yearly titles anymore. Like yearly titles annoy the hell out of me because they leave stuff feeling stale. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. That's pretty established here on the channel. The fact that they took and said, okay, Valhalla gets an extra year to sit and expand. They did that with fucking Odyssey. They let it expand. I love that they're allowing these games to do that, and I hope Nintendo does that as well. Instead of like every year you have a regular Pokemon and then a remake, a regular Pokemon and then a remake, a regular Pokemon and then a remake. And I love this like sitting and letting something become magical that Nintendo does, and I hope that continues. But with yearly bringing on like the yearly titles like Forza and all that, the thing that I've noticed here recently with Nintendo specifically is they have that penchant to be like, okay, we want this to come out, but we don't have a actual date for it. And I think a lot of that was the pandemic too. But a part of me also thinks that that's because they allow such a broad scope of their titles. Like right now, we're still getting stuff that was announced at launch, but all of those did have a like tentative date then too. And you see what we call development hell, where it gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and restarted and scrapped and restarted and scrapped. And that's
I rather that than a game just released prematurely. Because Blizzard, whoo boy, them motherfuckers. And I just saw that Diablo 2 Resurrection was on the Switch, but I don't even know if I'm gonna get that shit.
I'm not getting it right now. I have too much other shit. And two,
Yeah, I have way more. There's way more priorities.
I just bought ActRaiser, by the way.
Did you buy that shit?
I retweeted this on Steam. I'm like, okay, I'm playing that on Steam. Simply because of the city building aspect, I would like to have it on a monitor and not a tiny screen.
I regret my decision of not getting a fucking triangle strategy
Demo.
for the demo, and the demo's not here.
The demo was interesting. I gave them a lot of feedback. I'm glad that they actually took a lot of feedback into consideration as well.
Shit, this game looks fire. I'm pre-ordering this shit. This game looks fucking fire. And it looks like the same people that did Octopath.
It is.
I love that team, bro. That team. Ooh, if I ever have the chance to make a game with them someday, that'd be amazing. That should be so fucking cool.
They're definitely the more indie branch of Square Enix. You saw that I memed about Square under Mighty Keith's post. I am a simp for Square. I love Final Fantasy. I grew up on it. I love Kingdom Hearts. But after Crystal Dynamics borked the release of fucking the Avengers game, and then him popping off like, y'all are sleeping on that, I'm like, it's kind of warranted after how their last Marvel title did. Like, that game quite literally revealed people's IPs in one of the updates. I'm like, I understand being hesitant to actually touch another Marvel title from Square Enix.
It's on there, David, now.
Oh, hell yeah.
The voice of Cars is on there. So I'm literally, as we're filming this, I have my Switch in my hand.
My Switch is charging.
Bro, I'm going through all these titles. Like, that's why I love Nintendo. They're going through all this shit. Like, you guys got. I don't see no one talk about this, but Knights of the Old Republic's going back. I know Jessa would probably like that. I know she played the PC version.
She played the MMO, right? Definitely. I don't know if she ever played the originals. I'd have to talk to her about that.
Yeah, I saw her back in high school. She played the Knights of the Old Republic. I know Deltarune. I know Red's had about that, playing that on the Switch.
He beat
Smash
the final secret boss. That's why one of our videos got delayed.
Metroid Dread. Oh my god, dude! Metroid Dread.
The marketing for Metroid Dread is impressive too.
I think that's a test. I think they're trying to test and see if the hype for Metroid is still there. Mm-hmm. And I think they got their answer a long time ago, to be completely honest with you. Because it just, for some reason, just like the flow of this direct to happen, it's just been so good. Like Shin Megami Tensei, like I'm super hyped for Shin Megami Tensei 5 and trying strategy. Like they're like, Nintendo, just take my money, please. Just take it. Take it.
Jack Frost was your profile picture for quite literally years.
Yeah, like, bro, I have literally a demi fiend. I'm so happy I'm in the Shin Megami Tensei fan base now, because I literally have 2 Shin Megami Tensei games on my PS3 right now, and I'm going to play the Double Summoner games. Literally, because I'm so happy I have my PS3. I can play all the old Shin Megami Tensei and Double Summoner games.
After the 5,000 loopholes to get them.
Yeah, with cheap, and they're cheap, which is fucking mwah. Like, woo, jabba, something. Like,
this shows that Nintendo has what it takes. And I know. We fillet Nintendo quite a bit, but we also criticize it.
We criticize a lot of gaming companies.
Oh, yeah.
Also, David, sorry to interrupt you. This Castlevania collection shit, I want to get it. I'm getting it. I've never played the Castlevania games. This is my chance.
Definitely, I recommend grabbing the original remasters as well while they're cheap. Because it has Dracula X, I believe it's called.
You guys still filming?
Yeah, we are. Let me put your avatar up. It's the one that had never been released here in America.
I'm so happy with what we've been given. I'll definitely have to check out that, because since it's like the Castlevania Advance, and I heard the Advance games.
Aria of Sorrow is so good.
I heard it was the best in the franchises. Like, all those games were the best in the franchise.
Guys, real quick, I'm only gonna be here for like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna say my thoughts and then dip. Okay.
Okay.
Go. Tell us. Go.
Okay. So first, David, right when this is done, go ahead and just upload it, and I'll get a thumbnail. I'll get this uploaded like right away. So,
that's the plan.
All right, cool. So, Kirby 3D, bro.
Yes.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I want existential crisis all around this open world.
Well, Thurman, you and I don't remember if we've had this talk before, but like, I'm a huge fan of what is it, Kirby and the Crystal Shards or whatever, the N64 one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I've been my whole life, I've been like, give me a real, true 3D. This feels like the Super Mario 64 moment for Kirby. It's finally happening.
Yes, it's because you agree with me, right? That because they gave us the Mario Odyssey, they gave us Legends of Breath of the Wild. Pokemon is getting their open world type of shit with Legends Arceus. Kirby hasn't gotten one yet, and now Kirby's finally getting one.
Yeah, it feels like a new moment in gaming. You know what I mean? Like, finally, like, because the last you and I can probably agree on this. The last couple Kirby games have felt very like spin-offy. Like, oh, let's shunt that to a different studio, have them make it. Like this one feels like, oh, we try hardened on this one.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
This one is the same way I felt when Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey was announced. Very like open world. Obviously, Breath of the Wild is open world, but like very like 3D. Very like they're gonna have some of like their best hands on deck for this, because it's like a main.
Yes, it
title.
feels like the difference between like a spin-off Mario game and like one of the core ones. Yeah.
Yes, like the head, like Miyamoto's working on it type of thing. You know what I mean?
This
like
is some genuine ass fucking Kirby game.
And cutscenes, bro. Cutscenes, you see
Kirby
that?
cutscenes? Oh my god.
You see that shit, bro? Like, Kirby. Oh my god, Nintendo.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I'm hoping and praying for a co-op mode, and I'm hoping and praying for that co-op mode to be online so you and I can play it.
I'm down, bro. That should have been a thing a long time. I mean, technically, this game with the spin-off titles, but like a mainline Kirby game where you can actually do like I love you, Miyamoto, but stay away from this one. I want my story. Kirby stories are good. I'm sorry. When it's actual like subliminal like story stuff in Kirby, it's actually so good.
I have a feeling there's gonna be a story because they specifically were like, "Ooh, the setting is mysterious. What happened here?" You know what I mean?
Because this is Sakurai's baby, bro. This is Sakurai's baby with Iwata, and if Sakurai is working on this one, bro, we're safe.
Maybe that's why Smash is over. Maybe Smash is done and he's going to this now.
Yeah, I am all for it. Fuck Smash and give me my Kirby. Right?
Fuck Smash, give me
Okay,
Kirby.
so a couple other things. Literally, I'm only doing this because I have like 5% battery, and I do want to. I'm trying to finish. I'm editing like a little mini 20-second AMV that I'm trying to get done by tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, definitely Kirby game. You and I have to play that shit if there's any semblance of online or co-op. And then they blue balls this on Smash, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that'll be. What about the Mario movie shit?
Chris Pratt.
Speaking of our boy dude, fuck Chris Pratt. Jack Black as Bowser. That's my
bro. That's insane. Like fucking Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. So like,
that's star-studded, motherfucker.
I can't see Seth Rogen as any more than Stoner Bro. I'm sorry.
So it's insane because when Miyamoto appeared, I was like, wait a minute, what? A new Mario?
Yeah, I was a little sus too. You know, can I tell you what I thought it was gonna be when Miyamoto showed up?
Oh, what was it gonna be?
I thought he was gonna announce his retirement, like unironically. I thought it was gonna be sad.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was like, "Hey guys, I haven't been here in a while, but I'm stepping down to retire, spend time with my family, and thank you for the adventure." I thought I was getting ready to cry, like unironically.
Really? I did not think of that. My first thought was like Odyssey 2 or like a new.
Nah, he's an old motherfucker, dude. Like I was really ready for him to just be like, "Yeah, I'm retiring." Like I wouldn't have surprised me at all.
Yeah, I mean, and I welcome that, letting somebody else take over.
I mean, he basically has like what his role has. He's kind of like Thurman will appreciate this. He's kind of like Garp in One Piece. Like he doesn't really do marine shit anymore.
Yeah.
He trains the newbies.
Yeah. He's still. I think he still wants to oversee everything Mario to make sure there's no story involved.
My one role will be to stick around and make sure no one makes story, no Paper Mario game.
But I think, honestly, that I'll give him like another year or two before he decides to retire, honestly. But I think like at this point, he's just around, like he's just like the granddad of the.
He literally is the Garp. He's like the figurehead,
Yeah.
there for attention, and I don't think he does much other than just kind of like give advice and like ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's funny too, because going back to the Mario movie, I love how like Charles Minot is still gonna be in there. Like I feel like is he gonna be like the Stan Lee of like the Mario?
Yeah. Well, I assume he'll be some sort of like maybe he'll be Wario or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's so funny. Because what if this can? Honestly, I have faith in it because Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto's there, bro. Although Miyamoto doesn't like story.
I think he has to bite the bullet on this one for a movie. A movie has to have.
He did say Mario will talk a lot, which is exciting.
Yeah, like that's gonna be interesting.
That's just so different than Sonic, because Sonic has always been that. Also, can we just make me, you, Thurman, or me, David, Thurman, you live close to us now. When this shit comes out, you're coming up here to watch it with us. It's happening.
I'm down, dude. I'm hella down.
That's worth the 4 hour. You know what? We'll make it smart. We will find a theater that is exactly in the midway point between you and us, and we'll both drive there.
I'm down because it's interesting because
that'd probably be Studio Canal.
Usually when you see a movie this so unorthodox, you're worried about it, but I'm more excited than anything.
Yeah, because one, there's like a history of video game movies have been getting good now. Like they're learning. Detective Pikachu was good. The Sonic movie was good. So there already is a trend of them being good now, and then Miyamoto is directly involved. Like, bro, come on.
I don't know. Yeah. The new Resident Evil movie doesn't look too good.
Okay, you know what I mean though. Like there is a trend of like them being good now.
Oh yeah.
I like Illumination. Like Minions is whatever, but like Despicable Me was a good series. I didn't watch the third one, but the first one was pretty good.
The animation was good.
Like Secret Life of Pets, I haven't ever watched that one. I don't know, but like what else have Illumination done? They did the Grinch movie. I heard that one was really good.
Yeah,
well, you had Cumbersnatches,
basically
the
they're
Grinch.
They're the only non-Disney, non-Pixar, which is also Disney. They're the only non-Disney animation company left, basically.
Well, I mean, besides DreamWorks.
But doesn't DreamWorks not do anything anymore? What was the last thing they did?
DreamWorks.
Question.
DreamWorks
No,
is like.
I'm pretty sure DreamWorks was like decommissioned, like shut down.
Are they really?
I'll double check. I
I'm
haven't heard
doing it right
in a
now.
while.
No, they have shit in production.
Oh, do
because
they?
I mean, they should be making bank. They made Shrek, Madagascar, How You Train Your Dragon, Trolls, Home. They have a lot.
I thought they were bought by one of the bigger companies. I'll be honest.
They're part of NBC Universal.
Okay.
Oh no, I think they're bought. I think DreamWorks and Illumination are both owned by Universal. So.
Yep. They're working on The Bad Guys and Puss in Boots. Another Shrek. For some fucking reason, the Boss Baby.
That's a reboot, apparently.
And just labeled Shrek 5.
They're owned by Universal, so basically Universal is owning that shit better than Disney, in my opinion. But anyway, because Illumination does some good stuff, you know what I mean? So it's just like I have faith because I think what Illumination. It has to understand is that this is a big thing, right? Like the last Mario movie, like back in the day when they made that Mario movie, I wasn't born.
The shitty fucking live action one? Yeah, like, that's legendary, dude.
I think they were just, to me personally, I think that Nintendo at that time was just trying to just toss anything at the wall.
Oh yeah, there was no. they weren't involved. They literally just like gave them the rights and said do it, most likely.
Yeah. So I think back then Nintendo was like hopelessly optimistic. But now I think with this new I think we and you talked about this, Red. This new president of Nintendo has been doing things way differently.
Oh yeah.
Like he's because back in the day, Nintendo, ever since like the whole Philips thing and the whole Mario movie thing, they have been not outsourcing their shit to nobody. But now this new guy takes over, and we're getting more minority.
Fucking Nintendo Land, like
yeah, Nintendo Land, minority waifus,
minority wife. You're goddamn right. And guess what? You know what's about to happen, bro. We're about to get the Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Remember when we got all these like dark skinned characters now, and like Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, ARMS.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like,
oh yeah,
like fucking ARMS. Remember when that was gonna be a new franchise?
Yeah. Either way, though, dark-skinned protagonist, or waifus. Yeah, where's our dark-skinned protagonist? Nintendo, get with it,
bro. I'm happy with that. Like we're beginning. Ubisoft been able to do something, and that the Mario Rabbids game is pretty good, right? Like this new president has been doing good stuff for Nintendo. Now they're outsourcing their shit to because if this succeeds, this could open the way for more stuff. Do you know how many people have been desperately asking for the Zelda movie for the longest time?
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unironic, I'm not memeing. I actually want a Nintendo Cinematic Universe. And, let me just put this out there. If they're not going to let us have some goddamn awesome Paper Mario stories, then put them in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dimentio in one of the movies?
That's so good. But this
Phase 1, Dimentio. Phase 2...
The thing is, though, Red, me and you talked about this all the time, but Nintendo actually is pretty dark in their story. Yes. A lot of people in storytelling, in their stuff, it's just like they don't utilize it enough. Because
to be fair, I don't expect anything groundbreaking. It's the first one, so they're going to probably play it safe. But if it succeeds and we're up to Mario movie number 5, that's when you're going to break out Dimentio, all right?
Yes, I really hope that they're putting their best hands on this because
they signed fucking Chris Pratt to a 5-movie contract.
Because I just got out of the Guardians of the Galaxy one, and I'm stuck here forever with Mario. It looks like I can get fat.
Yeah.
So I honestly want to see what the animation is looking like because Illumination's animation is actually pretty good too. It's pretty solid, pretty fluid. I'm curious.
Oh, no, Sonic movie's live action. I forgot. All right, never mind. Continue.
Because I'm curious to see what the animation will look like and what the plot is going to be. Because,
I think it's going to be mostly... Because you got to do the origin story. It's the first movie, right? So I feel like it's going to be... Because, the canonical origin story of Mario from, the Donkey Kong game is that he was, a construction worker. / plumber. They kind of fucking retcon that. I don't know. Maybe they'll have him be both.
You gotta have multiple jobs to succeed nowadays anyway.
True, yeah. So, Mario's, a construction worker, and then... So are they going to do, the Donkey Kong? Are they going to merge Palutena? What was his first girlfriend's name?
Paulina.
Paulina.
Are they going to merge Paulina and Peach into one character?
Anna Taylor-Joy is Peach.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really weird because you're right. The canon is that Mario and Luigi were from Brooklyn, and then they found a pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom, and that's where they stayed for the longest of time, right? So the first Mario movie, as shitty as it was, tried to blend that. It tried to do the Mario movie and Super Mario Bros. Movie together, but if Donkey Kong is in this, I honestly
since Donkey Kong's in it, they're probably gonna adapt that at some point.
I honestly wouldn't even mind it if it was a reboot of the Mario franchise. To be honest, have if the thing is about Shigeru Miyamoto hates story, but at the same time he could give insight on because even he has to realize that some story progression in some way, shape, or form is, Well,
I hope what you're saying is true in the sense that it's a goddamn movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. Come on, man.
I don't know how you can remove story from a movie. That's the whole point of it. You know what I mean? So I think what he's doing is saying oh hey would Mario do this, or is this okay if we do this?
Yeah, he's probably the character consultant. Make sure you don't butcher my baby.
Yeah. Because like if he doesn't like it, he'll be like, "Oh well, can you change this?" But I don't really.
Mario actually has a 9-inch cock, not a 6-inch cock. Thank you.
Because I don't know how I don't know how easy it is to work with Miyamoto. I never seen any interviews with other people saying Miyamoto's hard to work with.
Maybe he's like a total douchebag. I mean, we know he fucking comes into offices and says, "Is that Story?
It's that Story." He's gone on record saying he hates Story multiple times.
He goes in and he says, "I don't know."
That's too close to a story now.
That interview with the Paper Mario people, where the magazine asked them, like, "Hey, how come? Why not, like, more original characters?" And they're like, "Oh, we can't do that. We can no longer do that." And I swear to God, they're like looking left and right, like, "Don't stop."
Send help.
And it's really hilarious because like I really have hope for this movie. I want to see the trailer. Like the trailer's gonna, cause I want to know what the plot was going to be. I really would just like it to be like a reboot, like a soft reboot of the Mario franchise, and then like Shigeru Miyamoto like confirms like the reboot. Like, oh yeah, because like the whole story was like Mario and Luigi fell into a pipe and then they were in the Mushroom Kingdom, but like. I want to get like I really want it to give, because one of the biggest issues a lot of people have with the Mario franchise is that the Mario characters don't have personality. I disagree with that to an extent. It's basically
they have an expressive personality, not a vocalized personality.
When you have like the Mario versus Sonic fandom, and they're like, "Oh, well, Sonic characters are more fleshed out and have more development." Blah, blah. Well, I mean, you don't only like half of your cast of characters anyway, so put up. Anyways, right? Like Mario characters are way more memorable. Like who remembers Blaze the fucking cat?
I mean, I played a lot of Blaze on the DS
Mario,
games.
Like Paper Mario, flushes out the characters.
Yeah, like who the fuck remembers Big the cat?
He fishes and is fat. I remember that much.
But like, you know what I mean? Like Nintendo may be lacking in like the character-esque, but they know how to sell the characters where they're memorable. Literally, people want Luigi in the game and he doesn't have a moveset for it.
Yeah.
Like, who's asking for fucking Sonic supporting character number 50?
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair.
That chameleon, what was his name?
Like, that's not me, like, dissing Sonic or anything, Sonic, like, to be fair, like, I think the comics sort of fleshed out more
the comics were the perfect way to actually get them out there and make the characters more memorable.
Yeah,
but anyway, guys, I hate to be this guy. I do have to leave. But I'll just say one last thing. Hyped about the N64 games. Genesis, don't give a fuck.
How dare you?
And then, is there anything else? What?
He's doing 3. Let me hear your thoughts.
Oh my god, thank you, dude. Brain was goop. Oh my god. Okay, so
mammalians, huh?
So yeah, basically the lore of Splatoon for the longest time has been like mammals, including humans, died out. And then with mammals not, ruling over the, like, land, the, like, sea creatures evolved up to that, right? So what it looks like to me is it looks like the mammals are coming back, but this time as, like, aliens. Like, it's not... Because at first, when I first saw the fuzzy, like, octopus tentacles, I was like, oh... Maybe are they like evolving back to mammals? Like, is it evolution? But then there's like spaceships, and I'm pretty sure he even said something about it looks like aliens basically. It looks like aliens in the form of mammals, which I think is very clever. Maybe it's going to be one of those things where like humans, as they saw that they were all dying out, they sent out like some sort of like monkey into space or something, and then it comes back and like fucks a squid. I don't know. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. I mean, literally. The final villain, the boss of the Octo expansion of Splatoon 2, was a computer that was programmed by a scientist. And the scientist, it was a human scientist around the time that the world was ending in Splatoon, in Splatoon world. It was our human world. And he programmed his computer to basically gift all this knowledge to the next race that came along and to warn them to not be like the same as humans and shit and, like treat the planet better, yada, yada, yada.
Good messages considering.
Yeah. Well, basically, the final boss of the Octo expansion is that computer who saw the Inklings and the Octolings and were like, you guys suck, you're just as bad as humans, I'm just nuking the whole planet. So the computer, it creates this creepy, huge AI, like it literally takes over like broken down, like fucked up. I think if I remember correctly, it was like the Statue of Liberty that was all like fucked up and broken, kind of like in Planet of the Apes, and it like merges with that, and it's like walking around and it's about to shoot like a fucking huge missile, and you have to like deactivate it. It's really intense. Like that's Splatoon lore for you. So
Bro,
I mean, it's gonna be intense, I imagine.
That's weird lore for a game about fucking putting paint all over the floor.
Well, yeah, I mean, Splatoon 1, because that was 2, right? Splatoon 1 was all about like establishing that this is a post-apocalyptic world.
And like Ruby,
and that basically
colors or
Splatoon
expressions.
Splatoon is race war, but instead of black versus white, it's Inkling versus Octoling, and it's the post-apocalypse. That's like that's the lore in a nutshell. It's a race war.
That's insane, dude. Wow. I
love Nintendo.
I'll probably buy Splatoon 3 and play it.
Oh, it's awesome, man. You just like watch them like summarize videos about, like, you could probably catch up with the lore in like 5 minutes. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
This Nintendo lore.
Yeah. What I would recommend is reading the in Splatoon 1 and 2, there's these things called the Sunken Sea Scrolls. And it's little things you find during the game that kind of expound on the lore, and those are pretty good for the lore.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's one where they find like one of their archaeologists finds like a set of human bones and like a skeletonized like Wii U tablet.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion is so good because you're literally playing as like an oppressed minority who's he's like amnesiac, and he's underground, and he's trying to get to like the surface. It's like a whole metaphor for like getting out of his oppression. It's really good. At least maybe I'm overreading it, but you know how Nintendo lore is.
Yeah, there's no overreading Nintendo lore.
Anyway, I love you guys. Enjoy. Do the rest of the video, and then just upload it and let me know when I need to make something.
Well, honestly, I think that's pretty much it for me. I think I talked about everything. David,
the last thing I want to break down here is I'm guessing Red is there. He just left the call. I'm gonna drop his avatar. Is the actual lineup here? I found like the full lineup for the launch of Nintendo 64, Switch Online stuff, and the Genesis, and they do have some heavy hitters. The one that I missed was they have Yoshi's Story in there, the original Mario Tennis, and then for the Genesis one, I did not expect them to, but I should have, is they have Shining Force, and then they have the Streets of Rage titles too. So they're super committed, it seems like, to at least giving a good initial lineup for that. So now the obvious step forward for them is like the next tier would be GameCube, you know?
Yeah, I really hope so. One good thing I always like about Nintendo is that, well, for the most part anyway, is that they try not to let their old games and stuff die, and they're trying to release it as best they can. I'm happy that the Switch is their source of doing that, because that's the one thing that pissed me off about Sony, is that Sony was huge on backwards compatibility, and then
initially,
they shat the bed on it. And then even Xbox now is trying to make sure old games are more accessible to current people with the Game Pass stuff. Mm-hmm. So Nintendo has always been, despite the memes against them, always been for backwards compatibility. It's just as of late, they've been doing a
horrible job
of it. But now they're doing better. Now I think, but even with Sega Genesis coming, I think they're doing way better in my opinion with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if they continue this partnership with fucking like Sega and other companies, I think we might even see some Dreamcast backwards compatibility for that. And the Dreamcast has, as bad as it did as a console, like, it is a commercial failure, just like the Wii U. But it had some beloved titles, like the Power Stone series. It had a lot of the fucking early on, like Grandia. It had so many great titles on that library that I would love to see get a second life, because some of them are ridiculously expensive to actually hunt down from a retro perspective. So, I guess, what would be your predictions if we get next up GameCube? I know the rumor has been Game Boy and Game Boy Advance titles before that.
I would rather Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, or honestly DS. DS. I'm actually shocked. Well, DS might be a little bit harder because of 2-screen shit. But they honestly, like, if they were to make a DS one, I think they'd have to. Well, and let me think about it, because DS and 3DS games, they would have to essentially start from the ground up with those games. So I don't know if DS or 3DS would necessarily work unless they did it like how you had, like, you can only play them when you're docked, so you can have, well, not really, no, when you're docked. I'm sounding so stupid, but honestly, I don't think I don't think DS and 3DS.
Yeah, I think that's where we'll reach the end of it, at least from the traditional Switch standpoint.
The only way I can see them doing DS and 3DS is if it's in-house stuff, like if they like remake like Kirby Superstar Ultra, but like without the second screen and shit like that. You know what I mean? But
kind of like they remade The World Ends With You.
Yeah, basically something like that, right? Like if they want to make like a DS 3DS sort of thing, they would either have to, it would be in-house, and they'd have to make it so it could be compatible with the Switch. I doubt it. Like, for example, like I know like there's a lot of Shin Megami Tensei games on the 3DS, but
and Persona Q and all those.
Yeah, unless Sega themselves go from the ground up, like you don't have to like necessarily like remake the game, but like just make it easier for people to, you know, without the second screen, because the only thing is the second screen, you know what I mean? But like other than that, probably just Game Boy stuff, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, shit like that.
Yeah, we'll see all the Donkey Kong countries get remade.
Yeah, and then I don't think we might get a GameCube one, because I don't know how long they're gonna bang on the Switch for, because
that's true. Because we are technically reaching a traditional console lifecycle end for the Switch, because it came out a little bit after the original Xbox One and PS4.
Well, because the thing is with that is that like the Wii U was supposed to last, because if technically speaking, the Switch was supposed to come out the same time the PS5 and Xbox Series X was supposed to. But the Wii U was such a flop that Nintendo decided to remove any sort of semblance away from it, and just did the Switch early. And I mean, they're better for Switch, probably one of the best consoles out right now.
It's one of the only consoles you can get right now.
Because I mean, shit, like I'm PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'm getting those in like a year or 2 years. Because it's still.
I'm going to try to get one around the holidays or early next year.
I'm not worried about that shit right now. Unless me and my brother go half 1-1, I'm good. I can wait for that. The only reason why I want a PS5 now is for Ratchet and Clank and for the stuff that they have for the Sony shit. But other than that, I'm okay. And Xbox Series X, I'm just gonna get it for Game Pass. Game Pass is one of the main reasons why I have an Xbox, and Game Pass is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. People sleep with Game Pass. Also Halo. I love Halo.
Yep, I am in the fucking beta for Halo, so I'm waiting for my confirmation email right now that they are actually doing it. But the big thing for me, like, if they go to a Game Boy or a GameCube emulation software, I do want to see two great big titles that I think are the bigger ones for them. And that would be the Wario Land games that came out on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And I would love to see them bring a traditional, affordable version for people to experience the Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. That could, if hopefully that feedback will make them be like, oh shit, we should stop with this dumbass combat we're doing and go back to the traditional RPG, turn-based RPG like that made us put us on the map in the first place, and be that. Like I understand innovation, but like
innovation, there's really no innovation in it. Like, fucking Origami King was fine. It was playable, but it still lacked the charm the traditional titles did.
Fucking turn to circle and then attack bullshit. Like, what the fuck was that, bro? Like the color splash gameplay. Like, they're trying too hard with the gameplay, man.
Yeah.
Like, make it a turn-based RPG, action RPG. You know, like ask tips from Square Enix or even Capcom. But bruh, stop with this complex fucking gameplay shit for fucking Paper Mario. Just go to turn-based and be done with it. Turn-based combat is fine.
Do you remember Star Fox Assault?
Yes.
and Adventures, like how they came out like back to back.
Yeah.
I want Adventures on the Switch Online.
I think I can, honestly, if we get a good, like, they should just make a open world Star Fox game, man.
Can you imagine if they made a Star Fox game like Mass Effect?
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Just the thought of that just amazes me because in lore that is a massive universe, but we've only really experienced a small fraction of it. So they could do incredible things with an open world game like that in the vein of Mass Effect. I had Mass Effect on the brain because I've been playing the Legendary Edition, but like that there could be the next Star Fox. After we get Metroid Prime 4 out and shipped, that should be their next big focus. That and an F-Zero title, and give them the love that they deserve. And then throw Red a bone and make Pikmin 4. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I think, me, man, 10 out of 10 direct. This is going to stay on my mind all weekend until I go back to work. Holy shit! I'm so happy this shit came out during when I was off.
Yeah,
ooh,
you got it right before you would be going to work if you were working today. So you lucked out.
Not even that, because I go to work at 6:45.
Oh yeah, so shit, you would have been watching the end of it while you were walking through the gates.
Yeah, true.
All right, I'm going to get this uploaded. Peace, everybody.
Peace.